On a Friday game day, we try to get there as early as we can so we can get near the front of the student section. The cheerleaders get us really hyped up, so it's really fun. It's always so fun. I was near the end of the bleachers, and one of my friends came up to me, and we've been friends since I've moved into this school. He said he was hungry and wanted to go get food. I was like, yeah, right, I'm not missing this game. I want to be back to see the football players after the game. We'll just go get food and we'll come right back. Like, whatever you want, I'm buying. I'm like, well, I'm broke, so you can take me to go get food. That sounds great. I told one of my friends that I was leaving, and I told him who I was leaving with. We got to the car, and we were driving around, and he's like, all right, where do you want to go? We pulled in to a fast food place just through the drive-thru. So he gets the food out of the window and says, okay, you don't get this until you make out with me. I thought he was just kidding. I didn't really respond. Didn't want to give him any reaction to it. I was like, just give me my food. I said that, just give me my food. He started driving through some back roads, and I told him I wanted to go back to the high school. He started talking more about how we should date, we should make out in high school because we've been meant to do it, so why not do it tonight while we're alone? I kept saying I wanted to go back to the high school. About a month and a half before this happened, I went to a class called The Meaning of Consent with my dad.
Let me share a specific example from my daughter.
It talked about what you need to say to get your point across, and I think it was just in my subconscious that that's what I needed to do.
The boy was showing her affection without her consent. This was alarming to her and alarming to me.
I finally persuaded him to head back towards the school, and we went to a four-way stop, and I assumed we were just going to the high school, but he ended up turning the other way into this neighborhood that I'm not familiar with. He went and parked behind an elementary school in the middle of this neighborhood. That's when I started to get sick, a bit scared. I had no idea what was going on. I had no idea what to say or what to do. Where is this? Where are we right now? Why aren't we back at the high school? He didn't say anything, because right when he parked the car is when he decided he was gonna do what he wanted to. I felt powerless. I needed help. I was on my seat to the point where I could be as far away from him as I could. He lunged at me, and then he grabbed me. I pushed him off and said no. He tried again. I avoided that one a little bit better, but I still didn't avoid it completely. It's weird how fast your mind works in those kinds of situations. I stayed in my boundaries, and I specifically said no, just because of that class.
And she had the voice to say no. She understood consent.
I pulled out my phone and told him that my sister was texting me, but I was actually texting one of the friends that I was at the football game with. My friend, instead of coming to get me, just decided he would get the number of the guy I was with, and he called him and told him, you need to take Paige home now. That's when it kind of clicked in this guy's head. So I got out of the car, and I just went straight towards the back gate. I just felt like I needed to be in somewhere. So I just shut the gate, and I just dropped on the ground and cried. I felt guilt. I felt that I had put myself in that situation, and I felt that I didn't do everything I could to get out of it. I was also really nervous to talk to my parents about it because I knew I needed to, but I really didn't want to.
We weren't home when she came home, and she called. Emily said, we need to go. Paige has been assaulted. And so we raced home not knowing what we would find when we got home. Just the unknown. It was that fear of the unknown. When I saw her, I gave her a hug and just wanted to try to let her know it would be okay.
I was glad to see she was physically, say, unharmed, like she wasn't, hadn't been beat up or, any of that sort. But she was visibly shaken and literally shaking. You can be threatened. And it's about right here. And then your child can be threatened, and it's a whole new level.
She did everything right, and I could tell immediately that she felt that she had done things wrong and that she was to blame. And I wanted her to know instantly that that wasn't the case and that she did great things and it was going to be okay. Yeah, I'm not sure why I decided that night that I was going to go over there and talk to his parents. He's a teenager now, and he's making smaller choices, but I don't know what he's going to grow up to be. It's important for me to help him. I'm hoping that his parents will have at least been able to chat with him and have those uncomfortable chats with him about the choices he's making and how he treats others, and women in particular.
It's been eye-opening because things just aren't stories you hear anymore. It's real.
My name is Paige, and this is my story. I'm using my voice to empower myself and to empower others my age.